Hi, hello, welcome to or back to my channel. So today I'm going to be starting a really exciting reading vlog. Also a little bit nervous, I hope we can succeed, but I am going to be doing a little reading challenge this week where I read 200 pages every single day. The reason why I want to do this is just because I've seen a couple of other YouTubers do it. It seems like a really fun challenge and I just want to challenge myself. I want to get through my TBR for this month. It is currently the 17th, I think. 17th of March, and I've read 4 books so far this month, which I think is pretty good going for me. But I want to get through more of my TBR that my jar chose, because I've only read, I think, 1 book so far off my TBR jar video, so that's what the aim is for this video. I hope you guys enjoy, give it a big thumbs up, subscribe, and let's get into it. So the books I'm hoping to read in this video. First up we have First Time Caller by B.K. Borison. I have already started, but I'm only 100 pages in, so I don't have like a ton of thoughts yet, but I will give you an update in a minute. Look at this beautiful edition. I've got to show you guys, this is from Afterlight that I get every single month because I am subscribed to them and I just love their books so much. I think they do the most gorgeous edition. I have yet though to really love one of my Afterlight books. I've only read I think 2 of the ones that I got from the box, and then I also pre-ordered Deep End, but sadly I did sell that because I didn't love it. I want to really love one and I feel like this has really high potential because I am loving it so far. Other book I'd like to try and read this week is You're the Problem, It's You by Emma R. Alban. As I said in my TBR jar video, I'm really excited about this because it reminds me of Red, White and Royal Blue because the 2 male main characters are enemies to lovers, rivals to lovers. I'm excited for this one. And if we get to a 3rd book, which hopefully we will, we have The Wall of Winnipeg and Me by Mariana Zapata. This is another one I'm so excited by. It's one of her more shorter books, I believe. It's still 500 pages though, so I want to put this one at the end just because if we start with this one I feel like we're not going to get through as many books, you know. It's my TBR for this week and I'm so excited. It's going to be such a good week. I'm going to do a little update on First Time Caller before we start on the 200 pages today, but so far I am literally only 109 pages in, so not that far. I still have around 320 pages I believe. So far this is so cute. I love the setup so much. Basically this one is about Aiden and Lucy. Lucy has a daughter in this story, and at the start her daughter rings up this hotline called Heartstrings. It's basically like a little radio show where they give advice on love, and her daughter rings this hotline and basically says her mum's really struggling with love. She hasn't been on a date since she was born, and it's been I think 11 years since her mum has been on a date, and she just wants to see her mum be happy. And basically her daughter lets out all of her dirty laundry on this radio show. She goes viral basically. Mum walks in on her daughter on this call with Aiden on the radio show and ends up like talking to Aiden live on air. This radio show has been really struggling lately, but then because of how real Lucy was on this radio show, relatable to so many people, this clip goes viral. She ends up getting called in to be on this radio show because she has made their numbers go up, and these 2 work on this show together. The setup is honestly adorable. I loved it. I was laughing. It's really funny. I think B.K. Borison has great humour. She's really good at setting up a story. I can't wait to get more into this today. I feel like it's going to be such a sweet romance. Love Aiden's character. We've already got quite a lot of depth, which I like only 100 pages in. We've already got to know the characters quite well. We've got some deeper elements, which is always nice. I love Lucy's character. She seems super sweet. I also love Lucy's bond with her daughter's dad and his husband. I think that's really adorable as well. There's so much about this book that's really setting up for a highly rated story, which I'm really happy about. I feel like the romance is just going to be so good in here. When Aiden first saw Lucy, he was so awkward and I was literally laughing because he made this like joke innuendo, I think it's called, and it was just so funny. If you saw my last reading vlog, I have been itching to just love a romance, just a normal general romance, and this so far is going good, so I'm really happy about that. Usually on average I read around 50 pages to 60 pages an hour. 200 pages means I'm probably going to be reading this week for 4 hours every day, which I feel like is a good amount. Like I feel like that's very achievable if I don't procrastinate, and I am a big procrastinator, guys. I'm not gonna lie to you. So that's why I want to challenge myself, because I feel like if I'm doing a challenge knowing that, oh, I have to read this amount of pages today for this vlog, so hopefully we can do it. Fingers crossed. But yeah, let's go continue First Time Caller. I'm really excited to get into this. It's 8:36. and I've only read I think around 30 pages. But I am determined I will read my 200 pages before I go to bed. I am determined to do it. I am not failing on the first day. To be fair, I do tend to read more on a night anyway. I just love to read on a night, it's more of a vibe. This week I definitely need to get better at reading through the day and not procrastinating, but I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I've slept quite a lot today because I felt quite fatigued. I am gonna sit and I am gonna read my 200 pages. I'm gonna get cozy, put my pyjamas on and just have a night of reading. I feel like that's gonna be so nice, so yeah.
You've been shot at, you've been broken down. Heart is beating, still won't make a sound. It feels like an angel straight from heaven, just like my lucky number 7. You're my shooting star. We're running round in circles. Love feels so invincible. Feel you when there's no one around. Your beauty's so amazing. I will always hold you down. Your heart will be.
Hi guys, so as you saw last night, I did manage to read my 200 pages. I was determined. I procrastinated a lot yesterday. I was like in and out of sleep because I'm not sleeping very well at the moment, as per usual. Today I finished my 200 pages. I actually, to be exact, in First Time Caller I read from page 108 to page 311, which equals 203 pages. So I went a little bit over as well, only 3 pages. Literally only have the tiniest bit left now of this book. Honestly, I am really enjoying this book. Obviously it's not going to be a 5-star, but I feel like it's probably going to be around a 4-star because it's just such a great romance book and I just love the whole plot line in it. I think the main thing in here that I just adore so much is the characters. Like every single character has depth. I enjoy, like, there's so many great side characters in here, which sometimes I feel like side characters can be hit or miss, but they're definitely a hit in this story. I love that Lucy has so many great like bonds and friendships. At times this book has actually had me laughing out loud, and there's been multiple occasions in this story where I've actually laughed out loud because her jokes are just great, which I love that. I love Lucy and Aiden. I feel like it's built up really well. I really hope to see more like cute dates with them because I want to feel like we've mostly seen them in the booth and doing the podcast, which is super fun and I love that. And when we got like a moment where they actually like, hung out outside of work, it was so good. It was so much fun. Like I loved it when they finally got together outside of work. They go so well together. And I love that Aiden is a grump, but he's not a dick. Sometimes I do like books where the men are a bit of a dick and then they have character growth, you know, like Lucy Score's quite known for that, like Knox in Things We Never Got Over. I really enjoyed that book. I know a lot of people don't, and Knox is pretty like quite a dickhead in that at the start. But in here Aiden's a grump, but he's still such a good person. Like he's so kind to Lucy and it's just, yeah, it's nice. It's refreshing. So I feel like usually when you have like a grumpy sunshine dynamic, the guy's usually a bit mean and stuff, but he's definitely not, so that's really nice. Would I call Lucy a sunshine character? I don't think she's sunshine, but she's super sweet and I just love her. Like she's such a great female main character. I just love how she can be quite like shy and awkward, but she has like this inner confidence that sometimes comes out, and I just love like certain lines that she says. I love the way she like speaks to Aiden sometimes. I think she has this little spark, these little moments of confidence which are really nice and fun to read. I love that throughout this book we get different sections of like the radio show and like what's happening on the radio show. Hi Taco, yes. What? What? Look at this dog. I think my favourite side character, I love, excuse me, love Lucy's daughter. She's so sweet again. Like I think she's a great character and I love her scenes with her mum, and I just love the fact that these two have such a loving bond. It's really sweet to read about. I am going to the hospital for a checkup at 11, so I have an hour and a half. This book goes to 420 pages, but there's also a 6-page bonus chapter, so I'm obviously going to read that as well, so I'm going to add that on. But first I'm going to do 420 take away 311, which brings us to 109 pages, and then add on the 6, which is 115 pages. So that's what we've got left of First Time Caller. So that means we will have to read 85 pages of You're the Problem Issue. I'm gonna go read some of this and get as far as I can before I go to the hospital.
Safe and sound, but I don't wanna love you when I'm fading. You're the picture perfect, you're my mind painted. And I don't wanna lose what we've got tonight.
Can't do anything with this dog. He's so clingy, aren't you? Yes, I'm trying to read. Am I not allowed? Am I not allowed? No. Hi guys, ignore the hair. I've just thrown it up in a bun. This hairstyle reminds me of me when I was 15 because it's all I used to wear. But I've just thrown it up because it's annoying me. But anyway, update. I am back from the hospital now. Earlier I managed to get to page 367. I'm going to go finish the rest of this and then I will give you my rating and all my thoughts on this book. But yeah, I'm loving this challenge by the way because it's really pushing me to like read a lot every day, and I want to do that, you know, like I do love reading so much, but I feel like when I do challenges like this it really makes me sit down and focus and get my reading in, which I love. And sometimes I need that push because I'm a big procrastinator. Doing well today though, I'm not procrastinating today. It's only 2 o'clock. Ignore the terrible lighting. It's because the window's right there, so the sun is shining on one side of my face and I don't really know how to fix it. But I still have the bonus scene to read, but I've just finished the main story and I'm going to give this 4 stars. I loved it. It was so fun. It was so cute. I'm going to give a better update soon. But I just wanted to say the epilogue in this is so good. Like, I love the epilogue so much. I personally am a person that loves epilogues. I always see people that say, oh, I don't like them because it's always the same, like marriage and kids. This one was actually different, which I did really like. I like it when we do get something a bit different. I do personally love an epilogue. I just like to see where the characters end up and have that finality, you know. But the epilogue in here just made my heart melt. And the way Aiden just talks about Lucy, he's so romantic and sweet. He's such a sweetheart. Like, he's got this persona of being moody, but really inside he's a golden retriever. Like, he's just the sweetest man ever. I think one thing I do wish with this book is I do wish we got more scenes with Aiden with Lucy's family that she has created. Yeah, I wish we got more scenes of like all of them together. I feel like that could have added so much to the story.
I don't wanna love you when I'm fading.
Hi guys, it is still the same day. I've just put my fleece on because it's so cold right now. Even though the sun's out, it's literally freezing. As you saw, I finished First Time Caller. I've wrote up my review, so I'm just going to say a couple things on my review that I don't think I said in my last clip. I loved Lucy's character so much. She was such a good FMC and I loved watching her fall in love again and seeing her figure out what she wanted in a relationship, but also seeing her put herself first for the first time in years was so sweet. I loved how in moments she was shy, but she had these little bursts of confidence around Aiden. You could really see that she felt she could be herself around Aiden. Aiden, he was adorable and such a sweetheart. I loved that he was a grunt but still extremely sweet. I loved seeing him slowly believe in love again. His inner monologue was everything. He was such a romantic at heart. The way he spoke about Lucy, like I said, he is such a sweetheart. He was so smitten by her. Their banter was so good from the get-go. They had me laughing. I do wish we got more of them outside of the show. I loved the show, but I wanted more of them just on cute dates. But the ones we did get were so good. I also wish we got more of Aiden interacting with Lucy's family. But again, the scenes we did get were so sweet. I found some parts slow, but for the most part, I loved this story. Yeah, there were little areas here and there where it was a bit slow, but for the most part this was a really, really good story. And I do think it's just such a good little romance book, and it's got a great setup, great characters, great plot, and I just love that every character stood out. Like, I feel like sometimes you can have side characters in books and they don't really stand out, but I feel like every character was different in here and you could really differentiate them, which I personally loved. It's like rare for me to read a new release this quick, so I'm quite happy that I've read it. But I was just seeing everyone read it. I feel like this is like the perfect book for this time of year, so yeah, I would highly recommend it if you want a good little romance book. I am now going to be starting You're the Problem It's You by Emma R. Almond. I'm so excited for this one. I really don't know much about it. I just know it's a Rivals to Lovers. I did read the back when I got it from Waterstones, but I honestly don't remember, so we're going to read the back together. There's a fine line between love and hate. Bobby Mason is sick of being second best, born a spare but with the personality of an heir. James Demeroven is a Viscount who wishes he wasn't one. His title brings far too much attention. They can barely get through a single conversation without tension boiling over. Neither Bobby nor James has ever met a more intriguing, infuriating, infatuated man. If only they could avoid each other entirely. When an extortionist starts targeting their families, Bobby and James must find a way to work together without pushing each other's buttons or tearing them off in the process. Oh, that's such a good line. I'm so excited to start this. I'm just looking at the cover. The characters look so cute. I feel like this is going to be everything. To reach my 200 pages today with this book, I have to read, what were it? 85 pages of this. I'm going to be real with you guys, I did not do 200 pages yesterday. I didn't get far off. I got to page 63 of You're the Problem It's You, but I literally fell asleep yesterday at I think like 8 o'clock, and I hadn't read this yet. So I woke up at 1 AM. I'm like, okay, I'm going to read my other 80 pages now, and I just couldn't do it. I got to page 60, what did I say, 63, so let me work out how many pages I did read. That's 178, so I was literally 22 pages off, so I don't think that's too bad. Obviously it's a bit annoying that I have failed on the second day, but it is what it is. We're not going to fail today, we're going to do the 200 pages. Little update on You're the Problem It's You. So far I'm not really, I think this is why I couldn't do the 100 pages, is I'm not really enjoying this so far. Like, I feel like once we get into the romance I'll enjoy it a lot more, but the start has basically just been them at balls and having conversations with loads of different people. We've like met loads of different characters, and we haven't got much of the romance yet, and I'm just not loving like all the characters. Like, I feel like we're being introduced to so many and it's a lot. Like, I could not tell you the difference. It's a romance that's set, I forgot what the name of it is, Regency. It's a Regency romance set in 1858, and some of the writing is very like they speak like Regency, obviously, and I don't know if I vibe with that or not. I love the show Bridgerton, but I've never read the Bridgerton books, so I don't know if I like Regency romance or not, so I'm gonna give this a go, see how we go. But a lot of the language I'm just like, and like the different airs, the different roles that they have, I just don't understand. Like, when I watch Bridgerton I'm there for the romance, I'm not there for the politics, so I feel like that's going to be the same with this. I think that what we've got of these two is so fun. Like, I can't wait to actually get more of these two. I feel like that's when I'm going to really, really enjoy this book. Don't get me wrong, it's not a bad book. I just think it's a really slow start. Like, we just literally have met like 15 different characters, and I'm like, I don't care about this. Like, I want the romance, you know. I'm on page 63, so I need to get to page 263 for me to complete my 200 pages. I might try and go a bit over today so I can make up for yesterday, but we'll see. I hope I start to enjoy this more. I feel like it's got potential because I do like the romance so far, so fingers crossed. I don't know why I always feel the need to film from this angle. It's such a bad angle, but I have just finished my 200 pages for You're the Problem It's You. It's the same day, by the way. I'm just in my pyjamas now. I love these pyjamas so much. They're from Home Bargains and they're honestly so cute. I'm on page 264 now. Honestly not feeling much better about this. I really, really like the romance. I'm not very connected to this. I just don't really feel anything while reading it, and I don't know why, because it has so many things in it I thought I'd love, but it's just not working for me, and I can't really pinpoint why. A lot of it is because there's just so many characters and I just feel nothing towards the other characters. I feel like these two, when they got together, I feel like they didn't have enough moments where it was just them two before they developed that. Like, I felt like all their interactions were in groups, and I don't love that. Like, I wish we got more of just these two alone before they started doing coupley things, you know. If we got more of a build up between these where they spent some time together, became friends, or had a lot of tension, which they did have tension when they were in group settings, but I feel like it's better when you get moments of the couple alone. I haven't read the first book, so maybe that's why I'm not really connecting toward the side characters. I don't know, it could be. It does sound like now that you can read this as a standalone. I feel like there's too much going on that's not the romance. I was hoping to read a bit more today. I was hoping to get to like page 300, but honestly I'm really tired and I just don't feel like reading this book. Obviously I am going to finish it tomorrow, but yeah, I feel like I'm just not that excited to pick it up, you know. Like, I honestly just don't care. There isn't like anything prominently wrong with this book, I'm just not vibing with it for some reason. Yesterday, as you saw, I got to page 264 of You're the Problem It's You. We are going to finish this today. I need to work out like how many pages I'll have to read of this. 381 take away 264 equals 117 pages, so that means we will have to read 200 take away 117, 83 pages of the Wall of Winnipeg and Me once I've finished You're the Problem It's You. It's so gorgeous today outside, so I'm going to go sit outside and read the rest of this. I think the romance is so cute in here. It's just not, I'm not connecting to it at all. Like, I just do not care about all the family drama in here and everything that's going on within the family. I honestly couldn't care less. All I care about is the romance, but I'm not even that connected to the romance. Like, I think it's cute, but it's not really doing much for me, so I'm excited to finish this and get into the Wall of Winnipeg and Me, because I feel like I'm going to love this. I know it in my heart that I'm going to love Mariana because I love slow burns. I have finally finished You're the Problem It's You. Honestly guys, this has dragged so much. Like, I literally only had, I can't remember how many pages it was when we worked it out together, but I think it was like 100 and something. Nearly 3 o'clock, and I started reading at 11. I just kept getting distracted. There's parts of this book that are really good. Like, it's not a bad book. Didn't really enjoy the pacing. I didn't really enjoy the first like 100 pages. Don't get me wrong, even though the last 100-ish pages did drag a little bit, I do think the story got better than the start. The start was extremely slow. Like, it was a slog to get through, whereas the back end of the book wasn't as bad, but it was still just really slow for me. But I think that's just the mood that I'm in. I just wasn't connected to it. When I'm very much a character driven person. I have to be connected to the characters for me to like really enjoy the book, and I just wasn't in here. I think the way it all ended was really sweet. I think the romances in here were really sweet. I think the epilogue again was adorable, but I just didn't care. Like, I really don't have much to say about this, guys. Like, it's a 3-star because it's not a bad book. It's just bang average. Mid for me. Definitely a mid book, and I'm sad because I thought I was going to be obsessed with this and I'm just not. I will say that I think the dynamic between these two and Gwen and Beth was adorable, and that's why I'm annoyed, because I feel like I should have enjoyed that more, because they were really, like, that whole group was so sweet, and like seeing James discover like true acceptance was amazing, but I just wasn't connected to it, so I didn't really feel anything. But I can see why people would love this story, because I think James's story throughout this whole book is really good. There's like I say, it's not a bad book. I feel like if I read this at a different time, it could have been different. I just think I wasn't in the mood, and from the get-go, from the start, like, I feel like if you don't pull me in within the first 100 pages, chances are it's probably going to be a 3-star, because I like to be gripped from the get-go, otherwise I just lose complete interest and I just don't connect. We have, I think we're at 83 pages to read of The Wall of Winnipeg and Me. I'm excited to get into this. I do think I'm going to love this. Also, kind of like, ugh, I just feel so dread. That book has just killed me off. Like, I just had to force myself to finish it, and it was hard, but Hopefully I enjoy this one more. I think this is the type of romance I'm in the mood for and the type of romance I need. I don't think I'll finish it in this vlog, but I think what I'll do is, obviously we've got 83 pages today and then tomorrow I've got to read 200 pages, so that'll take us to 283. This book is over 500 pages, so I'll probably like finish the vlog tomorrow but come back and review this once I've finished it in this video, just so I don't want to end off like halfway through a book. I feel like that's annoying. The challenge will be done tomorrow and then once I've finished it I'll come back and tell you my rating and what I thought of the book. It is Friday now, the last day of this challenge. I'm going to be real with you guys. I did not complete my 200 pages yesterday. I failed on 2 of the days. That's so annoying. After I finished You're the Problem It's You, I just felt so done with reading. Like, for that day I'd had enough because I really had to force myself to finish that book because I found it so boring and slow. So I read 117 pages yesterday and let me tell you, it felt like I read 300 pages because it was just so, I just did not gel with that book at all and I didn't want to put myself in a slump, and I also know that I'm gonna enjoy this, so I didn't want to force myself to read it when I wasn't in the mood. But this morning I have read up to page 100 and I am loving this. I'm just loving the way this is written. Like, it's just so quick. These 100 pages, it felt like I'd only been reading for like 20 minutes. Obviously I hadn't, but it really felt that fast. I just love the whole setup of the story. The guy in it is very much giving, like, I wouldn't say he's a dick, but he's very moody. He doesn't appreciate Vanessa and everything that she does for him, so I'm excited to see his character growth. I feel like it's going to be so good. This is about Vanessa and Aiden. Basically Vanessa is Aiden's assistant. She also does like loads of other things, does so much for him. Aiden is a professional footballer. He's very famous. He's known as the Wall of Winnipeg. He's this huge man. Like, that's been mentioned a lot, I will say, like how big he is. Basically Vanessa works for him, but she decides that she wants to quit. Like, she's had enough of the job, she don't want to do it anymore, she wants to go pursue her own dreams. But a couple weeks after she's quit, Aiden shows up at her door demanding her to come back and work for him. That's where I'm up to now. That's all I'm going to say, because that's kind of all it says on the back. It doesn't really give much away on the back, so I don't want to like give spoilers or anything. But honestly, I'm just so excited to see where this goes because I know it's going to be a slow burn. I know there's going to be a lot of tension. Right now I don't really get like tension between them, like there's not really any flirty banter or anything yet, but I'm excited to get into that. I just know the build-up's going to be so good because when I read From Luke Off With Love by Mariana Zapata, it took forever for even an inkling of romance and I ate it up. I loved it. So I'm just excited to have that. I feel like this is the sort of romance I needed, you know. As I said, I have read 100 pages today, but I am not counting that towards my 200 pages because I didn't read basically 100 pages that I should have yesterday. So what I'm going to do is, I've read 100 pages. I am going to read another 200 pages today. That is my goal. I want to get to page 300 and then I can say that I've done my 200 pages and I've also read a little bit extra to make up for yesterday. I feel like I want to get a good way through this. I want to binge it, and it's a very bingeable read already, so I feel like it's going to be quite easy to do. And I'm just so excited because I just know I'm gonna love this. I have 40 pages left to read now. Honestly, today all I've been doing is reading, and then honestly it's been the best day ever. I've loved it, especially because I'm loving this book. Like, it's just so good. I will give her like a better review tomorrow about like how I'm feeling about this book, but honestly I am loving it so much. I just love writing like this where it's a lot of dialogue. I just always love books like that. But currently 9 o'clock and I only have 40 pages left to read 300 pages to get to 300, which is so good. I'm so happy about that. Easiest 250 pages I've ever read. But yeah, I'm gonna read the last 40 pages that I need to read to make it to 300, and then yeah, we'll update you guys probably tomorrow with my final thoughts and everything. Hi guys, so it is the next day now. We are done with this challenge now. I have done my 300 pages yesterday to make up for failing on Thursday, and honestly it was the easiest 300 pages I've ever read. Like, I was reading all day because I am reading quite slowly, but it doesn't feel like I'm reading it slow, like, at all. Like, it goes by really quickly when I'm reading it because I'm just enjoying it so much. I just love a slow burn, and I love stories like this where it is just a lot of dialogue, no plot. I do love a plot. I think sometimes books like this I really enjoy. I just love like following the characters and in their everyday life, just getting a lot of dialogue. I just really enjoy that sort of writing. Like, even though it's very different, but Binding 13, that series, is just a lot of dialogue, no plot, and this is giving that as well. And I love it. Like, I do love the plot in it, but it's not like loads going on, you know, like, at all. It's very mundane, but in like the best way possible. I don't know, I love it. I think in stories like this where it's this thick, you really get to know the characters, and I really like that because it allows me to connect to the characters so strongly. And specifically Vanessa, I love her and her whole plotline, especially her plotline with her family. I find that really interesting. And then with Aiden, I love his plotline as well because he's really closed off, and we're slowly finding out why he's such a loner, why he doesn't let people in, and I love that. And I love seeing his walls come down. And literally we are 300 pages in, barely anything, guys, barely anything has happened with the romance, and I love it. I eat it up when little moments happen. We had a situation where Aiden was like, "Who did this to you?" And I was like, oh my god. Like, he's showing that protective side, and I love it. I eat it up. I'm sorry, but I just do. One thing I will say though, the amount of times it is mentioned how big Aiden is, I'm like, okay, we get it. He's a big guy. He's a muscly guy. I mean, it's inevitable. He is a football player, but it's mentioned like every 2 seconds, and I'm like, okay, we get it. I think slow burn is just one of the top tier trope for me. I love a slow burn so much because those little moments that you get, they just hit so hard because you're just there on the edge of your seat waiting for little things to happen. There's a lot of deeper elements in this story as well, which you can always expect with a bigger romance. That's why I always see people saying, oh, romances don't need to be 500 plus pages, but I personally love a long romance book because I think you really get to know the characters. It allows you to connect to them, and I think it's not just going to be fluffy. You're going to get a lot of depth, and I personally love that. I don't actually get intimidated by long romance books because I feel in my heart that I'm probably going to love it because I'm very much a character driven person. That is my little update. I will come back once I've finished it. Hi guys, so it is a couple of days later now. I think I last spoke to you on Friday. It's now Wednesday, but I did finish The Wall of Winnipeg and Me. I am giving this a 4.25 star. I feel like 4 star is too low and 4.5 is too high, so 4.25 is kind of the right rating for me. I absolutely adored this book. Like, it was so good. I would have read it quicker, but like, I did binge the 300 pages, but then after that I had a really busy weekend, and then something happened on Monday. I sadly lost my beautiful cat Tiger, so I wasn't reading as much. She was 18 years old. I am really upset because she was my childhood cat. She was literally a part of my whole life pretty much. I am 21. We got her when I was 3. Like, she was there for like most of my life, so yeah, obviously it is really upsetting. But she was fighting a thyroid problem for I think nearly 4 years, so she was a little trooper. She did so well, and it was the best thing for her. She was such a beautiful cat, and I do miss her so much. But obviously when that happened on Monday, I was reading, but I wasn't reading as much because I was just a bit out of it, you know, after going through losing her and stuff. But yeah, anyway, I finished this morning. I had 50 pages left, I believe, and honestly this book was just everything. Like, I've really loved it. It's not a 5 star, but it's still such an incredible book, and I'm so glad I've read it. I am going to order another one of Mariana Zapata's books because I want to read all of her books. In my review, I wrote a really long review, I'm not going to lie guys, so I'm just going to like go through a couple quick thoughts. But there's something so beautiful about 2 people who have never had love to look up to, because those who are supposed to love them treated them terribly, coming together and learning what true love is together. Literally. Let's start with Vanessa. What an amazing FMC. I loved her so much. I loved her witty comebacks and humour. I loved how strong and determined she was when she put her mind to something. I loved that when she loves someone, she loves so deeply. You can see how much she cares for friends and Aiden in this story, despite everything she has experienced with those who are supposed to love her in her past. I think that's so beautiful that she still loves so deeply. I loved following her in this story, and I really wanted what was best for her. Now on to Aiden. Aiden had such an amazing character development. From the start to the end, you slowly see him develop love towards Vanessa, and I loved seeing that come to fruition. I loved how grumpy he was at the start. He was so blunt, but then as you go through the story, you slowly see his personality come out. The way he shows Vanessa he cares was so sweet. He always showed up when she needed him the most. The book convention and the marathon, if you know, you know. Like, this man, he had me swooning. I'm not gonna lie, the things he did for this girl, like, it was such small things, but when you read it, you know how much it meant to Vanessa. So it's like, it's just like, oh my god, like, it makes you so happy when you read it. I loved learning more and more about him as the story went on. All those small details we got made you want to keep going and learn more and more about him. I'm a simple girl. If a book boyfriend says that's my girl or touch my wife again, chances are I'm gonna fall in love with the MMC. I think the love between these characters was so beautiful, and I loved reading their story. The slow burn was everything. I loved how they really developed a strong connection and learned so much about each other before anything sexual came into their relationship. It really shows how strong their relationship is. You can really see how well these two know each other in the story. Those last 50 pages, after going through so much of the book, it's honestly so satisfying. Those moments where Aiden speaks about his feelings and things is so amazing, because you know at the start he just never would have done that. So seeing him turn into this person and come out of his shell was just the best. I always love a guy that's grumpy and then comes out of his shell. I just love that so much. I also loved Zach. He was such a great side character. He was very funny and charming. I loved his friendship with Van. Their whole friendship in here, they really added like a lightheartedness to the story, because it is quite a deep story. Zach and Van's friendship really added a bit of lightheartedness that was needed, because Zach was just so hilarious. And then I also loved Deanna as well, Van's best friend. And then I put at the end, 500-page book, but didn't feel like it at all. I honestly could have kept reading. I loved every second. Can't wait to read more Zapata. Literally. So yeah, those are all my thoughts. I feel like that was a really long review, but honestly, like, anything over a 4-star for me is like a really good book, and I always have so much to say about them, because I loved it, and I love Aiden, I love Van. I honestly can't choose between them. I feel like I always usually have like a favourite character, but I just love them both so much. But yeah, 4-star, 4.25 for this. But let's do a quick wrap up of all the books we read in this video. So we started off with First Time Caller by B.K. Morrison, which I believe I gave 4 stars. This was a great little romance book, highly recommend. We read You're the Problem It's You by Emma R. Alban, which I gave 3 stars. Once I put this down, honestly I haven't thought about it since. I just found it very mid. As we've just established, I read The Wall of Winnipeg and Me by Mariana Zapata, and I gave it a 4.25 stars. This is definitely my favourite of the video and one I highly recommend. I just know Mariana has a 5-star somewhere for me. So I've only read 2 of her books so far, but yeah, she's a very strong contender to become one of my favourites this year. But yeah, that is all the books. This was such a fun challenge. I already want to do it again, because it really made me read more than I usually would in a week. I got through quite a lot of pages. I read quite a lot, and I loved it. I loved it so much. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this challenge. I hope you enjoyed the vlog. I hope you enjoyed my reviews, and yeah, I love you all, and I will see you in the next one. Remember to like, subscribe, comment down below anything you want, and yeah, I love you all. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.